Okay, so next topic on the lowdown on the pelvic floor is about types of exercise and also dosage, how much to do to make a difference. So first of all, types. So there's two types of exercises you're looking to try and do for pelvic floor. One is fast exercises, so you're getting the muscles to come on quickly. So when you cough, sneeze, jump, you want those muscles to be able to get there on time, respond quickly to counteract that pressure you're putting on them. But we also want those our muscles to be able to hold that endurance. So hold them on the way to the toilet, controlling that wind. We want those muscles to be able to pull in and stay on for a period of time as well. So we have two exercises. It's important to make sure your muscles can do both types. So with a fast exercise, you're not going too fast. Otherwise, your muscles end up kind of somewhere in the middle. They're not going up, not going down. You still need that excursion of the muscles. So it needs to be able to pull up fully and release fully. So you're normally looking here about 1 second up, 1 second down. So you're not going too fast, but you are trying to get those muscles to have that full excursion up and down within that time, and still making sure that you're breathing through it, that you're not racing and using other muscles with that fast contraction. So you're trying to do a pull in, up, down. Usually about 10 to 20 until those muscles are getting slower rather than faster. They're losing that power and speed element. The other type of exercise are the endurance muscles, the endurance exercises. So what you do here is a long hold. So you might not pull into your absolute maximum, but you're trying to get those muscles to work and stay on. So you may start with working about 50 to 60% of your effort with these, and you can gradually build that on, but making sure, again, it's just the pelvic floor you're focusing on. So maintaining your breathing, trying to get that deep squeeze and lifting up, but then trying to hold on to that while you keep breathing. You're aiming ideally about 10 to 15 seconds to be able to hold that muscle on for, okay? Now the next thing is how much to do. Now it's really not about numbers, so we can't say to everybody, do so many of these, so many times a day, and you'll get better. It doesn't work like that. The same as with any other muscle. So if you're to do any type of strength training exercise for any muscle in the body, people are going to be starting at different levels. Okay. The importance with strength training is that you're overloading your muscle, you're tiring it out. So if I was to start doing some biceps work, okay, what I'd need to be doing is obviously the correct technique, but I'd want to repeat that exercise about 10 to 15 times until I feel that my muscle can't do it again. It is overloaded, it's fatigued, it's tired it out, yeah, and I really can't lift that weight again. It's the same with the pelvic floor. So everyone would start with a different weight, okay, but you're trying to feel that it's got tired. So if you only can do 3 times to repeat that, and by the third, all the other muscles are joining in, the technique's getting harder, or you can just sense that that muscle's really struggling to work anymore, stop at 3. If you can do 10 to 15 of that and think, is that it? Then you haven't done enough to tire it out. So you'd need to perhaps make that harder. So with a dumbbell, with sort of these muscles, you'd perhaps increase your weight. Not quite so easy with the pelvic floor, so perhaps increase gravity. So if you're doing them lying down to start with, fine, but you can easily do 10 to 15, maybe try sitting and see if they're tired by 10 to 15 of sitting. If they're still not tired, maybe stand, maybe walk, perhaps try and do it squatting, going up and down the stairs, build it into activity. That's where we need the pelvic floor muscles ideally to work. And that's where you want to progress to. So as your exercises get easier, make it harder, progress your position, progress your technique, which is like progressing your dumbbells in the gym. Okay, so it's the blocks of exercises that are important. A guideline, which is only a guideline, would be to do at least 8 repetitions. But again, just feel that they've got tired by the time you're done. Okay, and you want 3 blocks a day like that. That could be 3 separate times a day. So you might want to do them at meal times, or you might want to do them perhaps, brushing your teeth morning and night. Depends on position that you're in as well. Or you could do them all in one go if that works better for you. So forget about them all day when you're rushing around with the kids, rushing around at work. And then when you get home, kids are in bed, and trying to spend a few minutes in that evening work with your pelvic floor, but have 3 to 4 minutes complete rest in between each set to allow that recovery of your pelvic floor. So if you go again, same as you would in the gym, you tire it out, but then you take a break, or you go and do a different exercise for a bit and then come back to it and do your 3 sets. The pelvic floor is exactly the same idea, okay? So the dosage is important, so don't just do little bits here and there. Try and get those blocks of exercises where your muscle is tired, and that's what will make the difference. And what we're trying to do is, with the same as other muscles, is to bulk up. your muscle, get that technique, but get that muscle thicker and bulkier, provide more support in terms of prolapses, more support in terms of under the bladder to try and help with the control over the bladder as well.